I thought I'd do a review of my vampire counts, and I got them all out on the table, and it's point wise, it was probably my largest army, just because there's like 20 vampires or something, which that always racks up the points. It's also fairly big model wise. It's a pretty substantial army, not too bad. Um, a lot of the models are pretty shiny. I did the army painter dip method to paint this, um, and there's a few units that you could use definitely a bit of a touch up. I plan on kind of going back through and cleaning some of them up. Might rebase the army as well, slowly at least, as I go. But this is my wife's army essentially. She's the one that got into vampire counts and been kind of collecting it ever since. She's a big vampire fan, and that's her thing. So it's not bad. Army has a lot of different selections. I don't have anything really from like the end times. Like I don't have the Gash or the Morghasts. I don't have anything from. Well, I do have a few things. They did like a release, I guess, a year or two ago. Man, time in the hobby just molds together for me. But whenever they like release the Mortis engine and the Crypt Whores, and the Vargeists and things like that. I don't have any. I have a Mortis engine. I have the Terrorgeist. I don't have any of those monstrous creatures or monstrous infantry, as they once were. That's kind of on my wish list for this army. It's something that I would expand going forward. It's not a huge priority though, because I have so much vampire counts to begin with. But if there's a curse to having too many armies, it's that it's really difficult to keep up to date on everything. I often hear people say, well, this week, there isn't a release from Army, so they appreciate that on their wallet and such. If you collect every army like I do, then there is no rest for the wicked. And so I'm constantly missing out on releases. GW could go out of business tomorrow, and I'll still be collecting models for years to come. Just can't possibly keep up with their release schedule. So this picture shows all the necromancers. Got 5 of those guys. Next one is the vampires. Some of the vampires. You got Manfred, I think, up front. I have the vampire on the Abyssal Tear. You got some kind of interesting kits. A lot of these models are back when they had individual bloodlines, and a few of them are also like back at the point where you buy the blister and you get one version on foot and one version on the horse, which is kind of an interesting way of doing things back then. They're nice models though. I painted all the vampires up in kind of red and gold. My idea is kind of they're all one large group. And then you got some blood dragons. Is that right? Blood dragons. That kind of the martial vampires. Behind those are a unit of Graveguard, the old Graveguard. I have 3. Yeah, let's see. I think it's 3 units of 20 old skeletons of spears, 1 unit of 20 of hand weapons, the older version. And then I have a horde of about 60 or so of the new skeletons of spears. And I have 2 older versions of these. Two older kind of units of skeletons, one of hand weapon and shield, the other of spears and shields. And they're some of these models are like really old. Some of these are like some of the very first old plastic skeletons that GW produced. I think mid to late 80s. I got them. I got this like nice little lot off Craigslist. Um, Pretty dirt cheap. It's like $120, and it came with all this extra stuff, which was fun. So I have a unit of the old Black Knights and the unit of the new Black Knights. Two oh geez, what are they called? Uh, Two black coaches, and then a few spirit hosts. Big 2 units of dire wolves, the old dire wolves. This is a unit of old skeletons. This is like a mercenary unit. Again, this came in that lot that I paid next to nothing for, and I bought the lot for the newer models, and it came with all these old ones. And this unit, more than any other, really got me involved with collecting older GW models, because trying to track down and find out who and what these are took a long time, and it was kind of interesting to realize that trying to find out older models is so difficult, and it really started, so since then I've been collecting catalogs and things of that nature, and really going to model collecting websites to try to figure out the older models. So I think this is a pretty decent find, considering that it was just kind of an add-on on top of the things I already wanted. There's 20 in the unit. It comes with 2 special named characters. They're like they don't. I kind of use them as Graveguard essentially if I use them. So there's the older Graveguard. There's like 26 of those. Zombie Horde. There's 90 zombies. I actually used that as a block in 8th edition a couple times. Grimgore Ironhide and a big horde of Black Orcs managed to get through them in one turn, which was pretty amazing. I have some Fellbats. I have about 4 or 5 more of those, but they're all broken off their stands because it's so annoying. There's 3 corpse carts back there. The old zombie dragons there too, which is, again, that was part of that lot. Yeah, it's kind of a really cool old model. It's not that useful today because you don't, it's not so much the issue of size, because you can technically use it because it's a GW model and it's good to go. It just doesn't really fit. Like there's no independent zombie dragon in the list. So there's my Vargeist. He needs a bit of cleaning up. We got 2 Vargolfs there. And so that's the army. I have this will be the last video in the display series that I've been doing. I plan on doing an update to my Beastmen probably in a couple weeks, because I'm working on rebasing and painting up a few more Beastmen models. So I'll probably do like a Beastmen army update video. But that's probably the last one for a while. As I make or paint more armies, I will display them. But I don't want to just gather... my Orcs and Goblins, I guess, was almost completely unpainted, and I made a video of that. But I'd rather not do that. I'd rather wait till they're painted. Suffice it to say, the models that I've displayed thus far in all of my videos are about maybe 15 to 20% of my total model collection. So it's a big collection. I have tons of work ahead. I've my unpainted models number many hundreds, and I've got to get to work on them. But I've already painted this year alone. Since July, I've gone through almost a couple hundred models. So I'm making some progress. And if I have anything updated, I will certainly make a video. And that's it for now. Thanks, guys. Bye.